morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Well, this morning I would say I'm probably 96% back to normal. I notice my voice is still a little bit, you might say, weak and raspy, but yep, all right. One of the viewers very wisely made the suggestion, instead of starting right here, like I've got all the railing done from here to here on this side. He said, why don't you start at the bow and work back? Because in that way, if you do run out of railing, and I might, it's going to happen at a place where we're not going to be seeing it anyway. So thanks for that suggestion, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. After I'm through here, I'm going to slide everything over and get the bow in front of me. Won't be doing any videoing. No. We're not getting the early start that we got yesterday. I've been doing other stuff. And there's going to be other stuff happening today possibly that's going to get in the way of the model table, so I don't know how things are going to go. I'm looking outside right now. Maybe I'll dub in a couple of shots of what I'm looking at out the front window. And the roads are drying up. And my son was suggesting that maybe what we should do is change my tires and put on my winter tires. I wasn't going to bother, but he thought it might be a good idea to do it anyway. So with the way the weather's going, we might actually get that done. That'd be a good thing. Yeah, be a good thing. So we'll see what happens. Also, if it keeps drying like this, my plan is to put my chest cam on. I mentioned this, I think, in yesterday's episode. Put my chest cam on and take the e-bike out and take a look at the bridge and just see what the situation is on the top of the bridge. Have they cleared the snow off, or what's the biking path and walking path, looking like right now? But I think I want to wait just a little bit here until it gets a little bit drier before I do that. The cold won't bother me. It's the slipperiness that I'm worried about. I don't want to all of a sudden hit a patch of ice. Okay. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say. Our walkers did come by this morning. I just happened to see them when they walked across the bridge. I just happened to be sitting in front of the monitor at that moment. And they came by again, and they were walking a lot better. By better, I mean you could tell it wasn't slippery where they were walking. Anyway, enough about the weather, about the icy conditions, about my health. I think what I'm going to do is just press stop here and see if I can't get a little bit of railing on. Like I say, I'm not going to video it, so why don't I just shut up and get at it? Probably about 15 minutes ago, I looked at the clock and I was surprised at how late it was. But I've been doing other things, and I'll tell you what I've done here in a moment too, even though it doesn't look like I've got any railing on. Well, I've got the railing on, but it's not glued down yet. Anyway, I was giving Missy her dog cookie.
Good morning, Uncle Ron. Good morning. You're going to come in and sit in the kitchen. Yes, that's all right. You can do that. Yes, you can do that. You can come and sit in my kitchen. Well, you don't have to walk so far on the ice now. I like this. I was thinking about that this morning. I don't have to come down. Okay, yeah. Because it's on the porch, she can't get wrapped around the tree, Like she did, but she used to be wrapped around.
I spent quite a bit of time trying to get the ice off the car, where it had frozen around the window wipers. I remember when, I think it was General Motors, if I'm not mistaken, first came out with the hidden windshield wipers, and when I first saw that, I thought, hey, that looks really cool. And then I realized that, here in Canada, it's not a real good design because the snow gets down in there and plugs everything up. Anyway, well, the reason I cleaned off my car is because I might need it tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'll tell you. I'll fill you in tomorrow morning. Now, what I have done here is I went ahead and I cut all the pieces of railing that I need. And it was pretty easy, actually. I didn't have to do too much measuring because I just had to match what was on the other side, right? Everything's basically mirror image, except for over here where the gangway is. There's no gangway down this side. So the railing head could be a little bit longer there. Anyway, all the railing is cut now, right to the back here. And we've got this much left over. I mean, and I had it figured out that there was going to be just enough. And also, here's what's left of that piece that was left over from the Bismarck. I know in the past, like up to about two months ago, I'd have said, well, we'll save it because we might be able to use it on the Yamato. Well, yeah, it was a thought. I still feel bad about that, but I think I'm going to be very happy with the submarine. Okay, now there is other stuff I want to do yet this afternoon. For instance, I want to give myself a haircut. Well, my mother used to have the saying when I was a kid. She'd send me to the barber, and at that time she'd give me 45 cents and send me to the barber for a haircut. I can still remember that. And when I was about 10 years old, and probably when I was younger, I can't remember how I got my haircut. Anyway, she used to say, if you don't get a haircut, you're going to have somebody handing you a violin. Because back in the 50s, I think violin players were noted for having long hair. Then, of course, the Beatles came along about 20 years later, and everybody had long hair. Yeah, it was the thing. I'm sure glad I never got into it. I never got into the real long hair thing, and I don't think it would have looked good because my hair was dark, thick, and kind of wavy, curly, and you wouldn't think it now. And you'll think it even less tomorrow when I thunk my coffee down because hopefully I've got rid of what I got here, most of it. Anyway, enough about haircuts. I know I said I wasn't going to show any more on what I'm doing here, and I'm not. I'm just gonna glue these down, and I think because I pre-cut everything, it's going to make it a lot faster. I don't have to, keep watching that I don't bump my holder down or as I'm cutting the next piece and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll have it finished today, but probably not, because there is, like I say, there is other stuff I want to do. Anyway, I'm going to wind her up. Short episode. Sorry about that. They can't all be long. Lately, not too many are. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.